Let's go, Chris. We got another one. This
Only
one is
one way to
Tulowitzki.
go.
He's not gonna make it, Chris. He's not gonna make it.
There's only one way to go, and that is up.
That's right. Forget it. He's not gonna make it.
Not gonna make it. That sucks, man. That sucks.
All right, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Joe's McFly here with my co-host Chris right here. So
Chris McFly.
Yeah, what up? What up? What up?
What's going on, everybody?
Well, we're gonna be over here. We're gonna be talking. First of all, welcome to the Pinstripe Strong Podcast. This one is this is an interesting one. We're dealing with a Tiger series here, and that the Yankees just finished dropping very disappointedly. And yeah, I mean it is what it is. But anyway, well, what's going on with you, Chris? How you feeling? How you doing? How was your last 3 days since we spoke on here?
Last 3 days, eventful. Not much I can say about the Yankee bats, but sheesh, man, it's like it's like a tease. They win the first game and then it's just downhill from there.
All right. Yo, Chris, check your internet. It's just like lagging crazy.
Oh, it's lagging right now?
I don't know what's going on with it. You sound like a robot.
How about now? Everything's good? Everything's good?
You still sound like a robot.
Jeez. Hold on.
Dude, you mad pixelated and frozen and shit.
How about now?
Well, I'm definitely editing this out.
How about now?
Right. Huh?
We good?
Yes, a lot better. I don't know what the hell you did, but yes, a lot better.
I'm on 5G now.
Oh, what the hell? Why weren't you there before? Anyway. So yeah. So you said that you were doing what again? How was it that you was feeling?
No, I was feeling good the past 3 days. Nothing too crazy.
Okay.
Uneventful, like the Yankee bats.
Yeah, I tried to get you out to a game. You didn't oblige.
I had to take care of some stuff.
Yeah, well, whatever. Anyway, so I was trying to get you out to a game. You didn't want to come, whatever. Anyway, so this is episode 3, guys, of the Pinstripe Strong Podcast. If you guys have been listening from the first one, you were day one.
Day one.
But if this is your first day, it's a day one for you. So I guess it's your day one too. But anyway, there is a new hospital in the Bronx, and it's in 161st Street in River.
What's the name?
Yeah, it's called Yankee Hospital. It's in the Boogie Down, bro. Like these guys, they got birds going in there, all sorts of animals going in there and just taking Yankees out, bro. They got birds, they got tigers and
bears.
Oh my.
Sheesh.
No, but seriously, man, it's just pretty crazy right now. I don't know what's going on, man. We'll talk about that. We'll break that all down, man. If you guys, like I said, if this is your first time, wherever you're listening to it, I hope you do follow, subscribe, rate, and review. This podcast is from people by the Bronx, for the Bronx, yes, and we in the Bronx, of course. So, so that's what we're doing out here. So, if you want to follow me, make sure you follow me on Twitter at Joe's McFly. Follow the official Pinstripe Strong Twitter page and Instagram at Pinstripe Strong. Also follow me on Instagram at Joe's McFly. You can also follow Chris at
Chris McFly 28.
Chris McFly 28 on Twitter, of course. But yes, I guess you know what? Let's start off nice and easy. Let's start off with some of the news, Chris. Like,
yeah, that's what I was gonna get into. Some of the news right now.
Let me know.
Some good. Sabathia reinstated from the suspended list.
I don't know what the hell. Again, I don't know how the Yankees got away with that. But
hey, listen, man, if it's an available option, then obviously you go for it. So they placed him after reinstating him. They placed him on a 10-day injured list, which was officially announced as a quote unquote rehab from cardiac surgery.
Yep.
Now, Some good news though with the CC. He threw 4 innings in extended spring training game yesterday. He's
By
going
the
to
way,
throw
Chris,
five.
it's no problem if you want to call him the CC. Okay.
The CC. No, no.
Okay.
We
The
have we
CC.
have our we have our own nickname that we'll keep.
Yeah.
Well, he's going to throw 5 innings with high A Tampa on Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
and if all goes well, he can make his next start after with the Yankees. So
Ooh.
some good news.
Yeah.
Batan says,
He's on the mend.
yeah, shoulder. He threw a bullpen session today, and
That's good.
he will face hitters next. So that's good.
Awesome.
Sevy still long tossing, and he hasn't thrown a bullpen session yet. So
I think they're gonna take it a little slow
as they should.
with Sevi. Just take your time and just make sure that he's good and everything's good. And I think this is the Yankees' way of limiting his innings too. I'm sure that they want him out there. Don't get me
Oh
wrong.
yeah,
But
yeah, of course, and as they
yeah,
should. I mean, he's our ace, so we got
that's
to
a
be
fact.
very very careful. And Hicks,
Yeah,
to cap it off, Hicks started doing some rotation work. Hasn't done much baseball activity, but Booney said, he still got some weeks to go. So
yeah.
let's see.
I'm just I'm starting. I don't know about you, but I'm starting. I don't know if I'm starting to get a little concerned about Hicks because there's not. And this is a guy that I'm rooting for like crazy, right?
Yeah,
Because he's cool. Not only that, his brother's cool, and I just love his whole progress that he's been going through, and how he's come from the Twins, and how basically almost the Twins gave up on him,
right,
and then he kind of transforms over here to this player that actually merits his draft status, right?
right.
And then, but the problem with him has been health, and it's about being healthy and staying healthy and all of that. So hopefully he can be able to come back and be healthy and do all that. But the back, especially a back, what I mean, that kind of worries me. But hopefully he does come back and then he'll be good to go because he's really missing this lineup.
And obviously, it's known amongst our circle that I wasn't too big on Hicks, but I definitely, I started to like him a lot more. He's been a staple in the lineup,
Yep.
and defensively as well. His arm, is second to none.
Well, he saves runs just because people don't want to advance on him.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
he's one of the top center fielders, and when you're missing that in the team, it really sucks. And let's see. Hopefully, he's on. There's some good news that we hear in the next couple of days.
Yeah, absolutely. So, with that being said, right? Again, we're gonna call this Yankee Hospital right here because it's pretty crazy what's going on. Troy Tulowitzki actually today,
Jeez.
today, in the middle of the game, the fourth inning, left the game. I'm sure a lot of us expected that kind of injury. Hopefully he does get better, but it is a calf strain. Those things linger, bro. They're gonna take their time with that. So I don't know what's going on there. And then of course we got Giancarlo Stanton, who, I mean, after that Sunday series, as bad, as it was losing to the freaking Orioles and then losing that series to the Orioles, the very next day you end up losing Giancarlo Stanton to a bicep strain. You're like, shit, man, what the hell? And then like right before game time, you're just thinking, okay, well, right when it can't get any worse, you get the Giancarlo news a little bit early in the day. I'm over here. I couldn't believe it. It's like, this was on April Fool's too. So I'm like, the Yankees have to be trolling. They have to be like, okay, guys, okay. I was just joking. Okay, I was just joking. Miguel Andujar with a slight tear in his labrum. Oh my God, Chris. He got injured going back to third base because he was too far off of the base. I remember when I was there watching the game, I was at the game. I'm like, why are you so far off of the base? And then they threw, and then he ended up being safe. I thought he was going to be out. And oh my God, I guess he's actually out now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's, it was really upsetting, disappointing. I mean, these are major injuries to key players,
Yeah.
and I don't want to make excuses because I'm sure it's really easy, and everybody that's talking about the Yankees is probably talking about, oh my God, these injuries, and it's easy to really be negative right now. Look,
I mean,
yeah, I mean, it's
it's kind of
I get
ridiculous.
it.
It's
No,
kind of
I
ridiculous.
yeah, I kind of get it.
I mean, we're missing our ace. A
Yes,
staple in
bro.
the bullpen. That's
Chris, we're
Delin.
missing 4 people out of our starting 9. I mean, listen to this list right here. Dylan Betances with shoulder inflammation. Jacoby Ellsbury, all right, hip surgery, whatever. Jacoby. Didi Gregorius with Tommy John surgery. Give him hell. Ben Heller out with Tommy John surgery. Aaron Hicks with a back. Jordan Montgomery, Tommy John surgery. First of all, Tommy John, he's really prevalent over here. Luis Severino, shoulder inflammation. Giancarlo Stanton, biceps. Miguel Andujar with a slight tear in his labrum, and Troy Tulowitzki with a left calf strain. It's like,
it's horrible, bro.
Yo, bro, whoever, if you're listening, if you're some sort of Red Sox troll, if you're some sort of, I don't know who you are, put down the voodoo doll, okay? We want to make this fun, okay? I mean, all right, I get the point, all right? Just put down the voodoo doll, put it away, take the pins out, stop playing around. Because this shit, bro, this is crazy.
They're not doing themselves any favors neither. If it is a Red Sox fan, they're not doing themselves any favors.
Well, I'm not even worried. I'm not even worried about the freaking Red Sox right now, but because I'm kind of worried about like my own 4. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell? I want to bubble wrap people. That same day, and we'll talk about this in the game. That same day that they got injured, it's like people almost got injured a whole bunch of times. You're like, whoa! Can we bubble wrap Judge?
Like that Judge play? Oh my god! What's funny? I kept seeing it on Twitter. I mean, we'll get into it more.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? Let's get into it right now.
Yeah, let's get into it right now.
So, I mean, in game 1, game 1, it was crazy because once again the Yankees start off a series. 2 series in a row we're doing this here.
Right.
Start off the series right. They still could have done better with the bats, but the pitching was on point. And I mean, you're going to be hearing this a lot. Gary homers. You had Voit that scored on an error after a Bird single. You had then Detroit scored on a Gary throw that went into center field. People were blaming Gary. That wasn't Gary's fault. That was freaking Gleyber. He should have caught that.
That was not Gary's fault at all, B.
And we'll get into his throwing a little bit later too, because now I'm like, what the hell, bro? But yeah, so Gary throw goes into center field. He unfairly gets the error, okay, and then Gardy homer. So yeah, that's the Yankees' entire offense. All of that was the offense. Okay,
that's it.
Thank God the freaking Tigers actually really do suck, and they only scored 1 run and they lost the game because that day they didn't know what they were doing. But the Yankees still went 0 for 5 runners to scoring position and left 6 men on base.
Horrible.
The highlight for sure on that game.
Sunday Herman.
Yes. Domingo, Sunday, Herman on a Monday, right? So
exactly.
5 innings pitch. 1 hit, 1 run, 5 walks. Don't like the walks. I don't like the walks. I don't like it.
Maybe you could. I think the umpire was squeezing too a little bit.
Maybe, but he has 7 Ks. He has some nasty stuff, bro. But Herman got that sexy stuff, bro. Herman got that stuff where it's like, okay, this guy, if he can get it together with the control, man, he misses bats. That guy misses bats. I love that.
I love that.
Penn was nails. Green to Britton to Ottavino, who is Adam Autobots. I call him Adam Autobots. I know some people call him Agent Zero or whatever. I call him Adam Autobots because he's up there transforming the batters and making them contort their body in certain ways, trying to swing at certain pitches that they cannot reach. They will never reach. Okay?
This was textbook, man.
Exactly. And then Chapman comes in.
Yeah.
Penn was awesome. 4 innings pitch, 1 hit, 2 walks. I mean,
what more can you ask for?
More can you ask for?
Yeah.
Judge really did kind of save that game because he had like an amazing defensive play. Yes. Bro, if he didn't, honestly, and he kind of talked about that where I forgot who was it that mentioned it in the post game. I think it was it might have been I think it was Gardner. And then he said, Judge actually saved the game right there.
Yeah, he did.
Where he dove for that amazing play. Keep in mind, with the Gary play, when Gary quote unquote threw the ball into center field, Gleyber whiffed. Gleyber was kind of holding his wrist. Where it was like, oh my God. I was like, yo, what the hell? Don't tell me Gleyber's hurt. And then he was all right.
Yeah.
And then Judge, when he dove for that, and then you see like his wrist kind of jump up a little bit. I'm like, oh my, yo, what is going on? Like everybody's like, I
That
can't watch a game anymore, man.
that shit brought me back to Matsui. And it's funny because
Oh,
a lot of people were mentioning it on Twitter. I'm like, yo, I remember when Matsui got hurt with the wrist. And all I can see is like his glove kind of like tapping the grass, and it's like, oh my god, the last person that we would want to lose. I mean, we don't want to lose anyone, but
I mean, and the on the injury front and all that, like the one who, I mean, obviously, it's gonna be a CC that's gonna come back first,
yeah,
right? So when he comes back first, that's gonna be that's another person off of the DL. Yankees have about 11 people on the DL right now that could be starting on the team. So on the IL, sorry, excuse me. And by the way, for Troy Tulowitzki, I don't know if you've seen this, Chris, but Thairo Estrada is going to be coming up.
I saw that. I'm excited.
I'm excited for him.
For
So
Tyro.
that's great. Especially what he went through last year, getting shot in the hip and all that stuff. So it's good. It's good for him that he's able to come
Is
up.
it thyroid or Tyro?
Thairo,
Or Thyro?
Thairo. Yeah, I think you got to say it in Spanish, right? Thairo,
I gotta say it in
Thairo,
Spanish. Yeah, I try to
Thairo,
say it in Thyro.
Thairo Estrada.
Thyro Estrada.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for him. I've been
So
meaning.
no,
Go ahead.
I mean, they're saying Giancarlo's injury is not supposed to. He might return by the end of the month. So that's still not bad, right? You
Yeah,
rather not miss him, but the Miguel Andujar one is the one that kind of scares me. And I was reading River Eye Blues, and they kind of reminded me about Dustin Ackley, if you remember,
yeah,
and where he dove back to a base and he injured his shoulder. He ended up having shoulder surgery.
right.
I think did that happen with Xavier Nady too? I think so.
Well, he was in the Yankees or in Pittsburgh.
When he was on the Yankees, where he ended up diving back to the plate, but to base. It could be another person, I don't know, but I think it was Xavier Nady. Both of them ended up having soldier. Oh my god,
Surgery.
a surgery on their soldier. Oh my god, what can I
Shoulder.
say? Yeah,
Surgery on the shoulder.
I can already tell I'm already frustrated, but yeah, that's the one that kind of scares me. Miguel Andujar, of course, he's going to be optimistic because that's what he wants. That's actually supposed to. He thinks that it's actually going to end up. Hold on. All right. My bad.
Yep.
Where was I?
That the shoulder, the Andujar shoulder is a little scary.
I gotta do this office downstairs. This shit is crazy. Um. So yeah, he had the okay. So if Andujar, he's very if he's
Optimistic. I think he's optimistic, and I guess you want your player to be, but at the same time, you got to be realistic. And he's even talking about fighting through it and coming back.
you don't
And
want that. And not only that, but it's on his throwing shoulder, and it could be career altering because of the it affects throwing and all of that stuff. And he already has a
exactly.
good arm, so it might affect it and zap some power. So I'm just just pray for Andujar seriously because I just hope he comes out on the other side of this. He's such a good guy and he works hard and all of that stuff. And
Exactly.
you know, I just hate to see it. Like seriously, you really do. But yeah, I mean, hopefully they're going to give it a couple of weeks in terms of treatment. That he's going to see how he reacts to it, and then at that point decide on the future.
Exactly.
So we'll see from there. But that's what happened in that game. Yankees ended up winning game 1, 3-1. Was there anything else that stood out to you, Chris? That first game?
I think, yeah, I mean, the standouts, we already mentioned them. Herman's phenomenal, outstanding start, and then Judge plays game-saving play. I mean, there was men on first and third, and if that would have gone past Judge, I mean, we will be talking about our attitude will be completely different right now. But Judge, he's my MVP for the year, so he's making MVP and Gold Glove plays out there.
Yep. So I mean, I was really after we won that first game and the way that we kind of won it, where it's like we kind of gritted through. And we spoke about this in the last podcast where we were talking about the Yankees need to find new ways to score now, or
Exactly.
different ways to score. Do whatever you can to be able to score, because you're not going to have some of these other guys.
Yeah.
And the very next day, you're thinking, "Oh shit, it's Tanaka, bro! Like it's Tanaka. Let's wrap up this series right now, and then go for
Tanaka
the sweep the next
Tuesday.
day."
Yep.
It's Tanaka Tuesday on a Tuesday, right?
Facts.
And in that game, Tanaka comes out, and once again, he nuts up, and he puts on his big boy pants and says, "This team needs me," and he delivers. And the Yankees hitters don't. I mean, I had so much optimism going into this game until I seen the lineup. And I was like, what the hell is this?
What is this?
Now, the lineup was on that day, and I'll read it here: Gardner, Judge, Voit, Torres batting fourth, LeMahieu, Mikey T, which is Tachman, Clint Frazier, Wade after Wade, Tyler Wade, and Romine. So you ended up sitting, Tulowitzki ended up sitting Gary Sanchez, and then you also ended up sitting Bird.
And Birdie, yeah.
Now, I get with Gary, I understand, because you cannot catch your catcher. You can't put him in a game and run him to the ground, especially early in the season. So I understand resting Gary. Give him the full day off, maybe a pinch hit, something like that. That's it. Some people were saying, "Oh my God, he's hot. He finally got hot, homering 2 straight games. Why would you take him out?" The fact of the matter is, he's a catcher. You can't run him to the ground. You can't.
What do you think if they would have just DH'd him?
DH'd him. See, but I feel like you kind of want to give him kind of a full days off.
Okay.
I guess you could have given him a half day off with having a full day off on Friday, but I think that what kind of threw a monkey wrench in the plans was Sunday's game was freaking rained out. Well, not rained out, but it was delayed a whole bunch of hours. Yankees started, I think, 3 hours later. So that day game where he would have had more time to rest, if the game would have been over at 4, ended up being a freaking night game. So they ended up starting at 4:22. So the game ended late. That game took a long time to end. It was like an exhausting day. And then he played the next day, which was the night game. So I understand giving him Tuesday off. You want to give him Tuesday off? Give him Tuesday off. I understand. But if you're gonna rest people, I get it. But with where we're at right now, let's not bunch up the freaking resting in one day. Can we split it apart a little bit? Instead of putting everybody, it sucks that you have Tanaka. You have your in this game. We had Tanaka out there who ended up giving us 6 2/3 innings pitch, 8 hits. You don't like the hits, but he's still only 1 earned run with which, by the way, I'll get into how he even gave up that run, which is stupid. Stupid baseball, But and then 7 Ks, so he was dominant on that night. Ottavino was nasty again. Are you surprised? He, the 1 1/3 with 3 Ks. Chapman came in, and we'll talk about Chapman later on. But he ended up giving up 2 runs late. But the fact of the matter is that you have your A pitcher out there, your A bullpens available, and you don't have the A lineup.
Exactly.
You get me? You don't even have the B lineup. You actually have like a C or D lineup. And I get that the options are not out there, but how about maybe only resting him? And if you want to DH Bird, you could do that. Or not like Bird is freaking going,
I mean, he has
killing right now.
I mean, he's not killing, but he's he's been getting on base with walks, a couple hits here and there. But one of the things about Tanaka Tuesday, he was amazing. I thought he was going to close the game. I thought he was going to go all the way. It was in the going into the 5th inning, or I think 6th inning, he had 50, 60 something pitches.
Yeah, a lot of lazy fly balls, a lot of he was taking advantage of that team over there. And that's what the Yankees pitchers actually did this series. They took advantage of the hitters that were over there, which they're not that good. That team did not win more than 55 games last year. So the pitchers took advantage in this series. They did really well. However, what don't you like? Again, it's the hitting. You know, lineup sucks. We end up only scoring 1 run in that game. You know, it's like on a sack fly from Clint Frazier. And, you know, the sack fly is underrated when you're building runs also. You know, it's not only just, oh, a sack fly, that's it. And I'm sure that they want to score more runs. But, like, I'll give you an example. Here, bottom second, DJ had a 1-out single. Then Mikey T had a ground rule double, which sucked because, it went into the stands. DJ would have probably scored.
Yeah.
But anyway, I digress. Clint Frazier ends up having the sack fly, and then Wade had a strikeout. So that 2-out hit there maybe, could have definitely helped, but, it didn't. Fourth inning, this is where I thought Tanaka was just nutted up, bro, because he had runners on first and third, nobody out, and still got out of it with nobody scoring. It's like, okay, guys, you guys gave me my 1 run. I'm going to figure it out. Okay, we said that about Paxton. Now, Tanaka was like, I'll figure it out, guys. Just give me the damn run, okay?
Gold glove.
Yes.
Glove
Boom.
Tanaka. A
fly ball, it was just a weak fly ball. And then, of course, ground ball to Tanaka. Tanaka turns the double play because he can field his position. A man can field his position, of course.
A man.
But look at this. In the bottom of the fifth, the very next inning, after an inning like that, right? The Yankees don't score in the bottom of the fourth, but then in the bottom of the fifth, they have another chance. Wade with a single, Romine strikes out. Then Wade gets into scoring position with a steal, and then Gardy flies out. Judge walks, so now you got runners on first and second. They walked them intentionally, and you got 2 outs, and then Voit strikes out. And it's like shit. That's
just like every time
you can't. Yeah, you can't even build an inning. And we'll get into the approach a little bit because it's a little alarming. And we'll talk about my reason why I think that they're pressing, and then I'll get your opinion. But the top of the sixth inning was just a stupid baseball. Like it's just baseball play. Like because baseball, obviously.
Yep.
Tanaka gets a fly out, strikes him out, 2 quick outs. Boom, a double because a ball that you could try to roll it 100 times and it probably wouldn't do the same thing, hits the first base bag, jumps over Voit, who's like huge, and somehow, some way gets through like his hands and gets into the outfield for a double. Then the next guy proceeds to hit a double, and then Tanaka's like, shit, man, I gave it the run. I told these guys to give me my 1 run, man, and I failed. Tanaka said that. Tanaka said I failed for sure. For sure, he's about perfection. So he said he failed. So it's a tie game now, 1-1 until the 9th inning, and Chapman comes in. And you know what? After this game, when this inning happened, I wasn't even. It's weird. I wasn't even mad at Chapman. Chapman came in. He struck out the first guy. Then he had the walk, like a walk. You can't walk a guy. Obviously, you can't walk a guy in a tie game in the top of the 9th inning right there. He walked him, then got led by a double. Then he struck out the next guy. So you're thinking, okay, maybe he's gonna get out of this here. But then a single before you know it's 3-1. Where we're down, we're done, and it's basically game over because the Yankees are not doing anything. Oh man, and you're just thinking. First of all, that's the first time I think since 2017 that Chapman had given up 3 hits in an inning. So,
and that double was to a rookie.
That double, yeah, and I think that's the one that scored the go ahead run. Then the insurance run came in after, sucked, and of course the bottom of the 9th inning. I guess the only thing that you could kind of question is that there was no pinch hitter for Tauchman or for Clint, and Boone said, "Oh, I was saving them for I don't know for what." Like,
I really don't like that. That's just pure bull,
bro.
Like, come on.
He said I was saving them in case it got down further in the lineup.
No,
bro. Can we just put the guys in?
He's always thinking about later and what's happening to bro. Come on, we need men on base. Talkman,
Sure. Anyway,
Mikey
so
T's not gonna do nothing, and it's
Yankees went into the good night in that bottom of the ninth inning. Showed no
yeah,
fight there. It's over.
at all.
But then we get into game 3, which you get into this game, and I didn't have too much optimism because I'm thinking, damn, we it's probably going to be a bullpen day, right? You probably have more confidence in Tanaka, and we have our A lineup now.
Yeah.
And then we have, Mr. Johnny Lowe out there, Johnny Lasagna also, or, he's out there right now, and he comes out. He has some good stuff, man. He really does. And, sometimes his control could get a little erratic too. He gave us 4 innings pitch of, 1-run ball. I mean, you could do with that. You got, this is the most frustrating game. The most. There are only 20 guys. In case you don't know, there are only 27 outs in a baseball game, a normal regulation 9-inning baseball game. Out of those 27 outs, 18 of them were strikeouts. Oh my God. Yo, Chris, I cannot explain. Like, you're not, yo, bro, it's like, what's going on? And
like
the only thing,
like giving up, they give up.
Bro, just look at this. It's just strikeout. I mean,
I saw it. I saw it was.
Look at it. I mean, LeMahieu's getting the sickness. And he doesn't even strike out. He had 2 Ks today.
2 Ks.
Judge only had 1. Voit had 2. Gary had 2. Glaber had 3. Bird had 2. Frazier had 2. Tulo wasn't even in the game long enough to get a strikeout. Wade came in and struck out for him. Then and Tachman also struck out 3 times. So it was like, what? Hold on. Is maybe Matt Boyd is the reincarnation of Pedro Martinez? I mean, it has to be.
I heard the likes of Randy Johnson.
Yeah, Randy Johnson. Oh yeah, from the left side, right? Makes more sense. Randy Johnson. So Randy Johnson came in today,
early,
and out of retirement, and went back into his prime and just dominated the Yankees. And that was ridiculous. So
I think he himself had like 12 Ks.
Right. He did. And you know what? The game before that, I think he had 10 Ks also. So the Yankees said, anything you can do, I can do better. Yeah. I strike out more than you. Struck out. Oh, yeah, bro. Yo, look at this. And it wasn't good, but bottom of the third, DJ had a double, Judge had an RBI single, right? So you're thinking, oh shit, it's gonna be different today. We're building an inning. And that's the thing that the Yankees are missing, kind of, where it's like they're not building an inning, which is what the Red Sox did really well last year, right? They built innings where sometimes they'll get a base hit, get an error, then they'll start to capitalize. It's like a whole avalanche falling on the other team. You know what I mean? There's a lot of pressure. With the Yankees, it's like they'll get 2 guys on or a walk or whatever it is, and then they'll try to get a home run. And yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. Right after that, with no outs, Voit strikes out. Gary walks. Glaber actually singles. They count it as a single, but the ball hits Judge and it becomes an out. That killed the rally and it's over. It's like, first of all, that hardly happens, right? So you can't really blame Judge, even though you showed a quote. You could read that quote if you got it. That Judge really took it.
I sent it to you. He basically said, for lack of better words, that.
Let me see if I can find it here.
If you could get it verbatim, but he basically said,
okay, I got it. This is by Coley Harvey. He says Aaron Judge completely owned today's 2-1 loss, shouldered the blame for stalling a third inning rally when he let himself get hit by the ball that Glaber hit. He said that cost us the game right there. I get hit in the foot and it kills our momentum. We lost it right there. And the fact, first of all, the first thing I'll say, it's 27 outs, right? That inning, and I get it was a rally killer. That was a third inning.
I get it in the seventh. I get it in the seventh.
In the seventh, but I don't,
Yeah.
and this just makes me feel like it's about pressing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Where at this point it's like he feels, damn, we killed that rally. We're not gonna have another one. That's what it kind of feels to me, right?
Right.
But he's saying that it cost. It did cost, right? But you gotta, I guess, you got the injuries. You're feeling like it's a lot more going on right now. So, these guys are putting a lot of pressure on themselves. I mean, it showed today with the 18 strikeouts. That's how I look at it.
And we've been saying this since the like, talking about them pressing.
Well,
We've been using that word a lot, and it's
he
showing.
was. No, he was pressing. I mean, it's obvious. I mean, especially when you got a lot of that. He feels. I think this year more than other years. I feel like a Judge is moving more, even more, or trying to move more into a leadership role.
Mm-hmm.
So by doing that, he's kind of shouldering a lot more of the uh of these kind of the blame, and kind of trying to make sure that he's trying to carry the team. But like Gardner, I think Gardner said it best after the game. He said, people might be pressing, but the best thing to do right now is just be yourself. That's the best thing you could do. Just be yourself, go out there, just play baseball, because
Exactly.
if you try to press too much, try to do too much, that's where you get killed. And then after that inning, the Yankees basically allowed Boyd to settle in, and then he went on to freaking strike out all these Yankees.
Everybody.
But in the top of the fourth, they end up tying the game after Loaiza ends up loading the bases on 3 walks, and then they end up getting a sac fly, underrated, right? And then yeah, exactly. So they ended up loading. So now we're back in the same situation as yesterday. It's 1-1. You're like, oh my God, here we go again. Can we score some runs? And the Yankees are looking feeble as the game goes on. They look worse and worse and worse because they're just swinging at everything. And bottom 6, Gary reaches on error. Clint singles. So now, okay, we're building here. And then Wade ends up striking out to end the inning.
Hey, listen, man. And I feel like we've been saying Wade striking out a lot.
Yeah, and I want Wade to do well. And you know what? When Wade, you can't be upset, bro. You can't be mad and put up headlines talking about all that. And he knows this. You know this.
Yeah.
You know this.
You know this, man.
That's all we got.
Right? Never forget about that. I would never forget about that. I would never forget about that rant, because it's like, bro, like you say, he's putting on headlines. He's in Times Square yelling. Mm-hmm. It's like, yo, bro, all right, so I put up a shut up.
So it was good. You know what I mean? So he doesn't do it.
Oh,
again, and he might end up coming through, but bro, you can't come up here and say I need to show my get my opportunity and then not do anything. So I think he'll do it, but
I mean,
he needs to pick up there.
I want him to do good.
That's for sure. No, every Yankee fan should want him to do good, even though there's some people that say that. I had one guy tweet me, and Yankee Twitter was a cesspool. Oh my God, it was crazy. Not everybody. You know who you are if you guys are level-headed. And well, there were some people, they wanted to sell, Chris. After 6 games, people wanted to sell. Sell what?
What are we selling?
Medicaid, I guess.
Apparently.
To the hospital, right?
Insurance.
By the way, guys, this episode is brought to you by WebMD.
WebMD.
And of course, CityMD for all of your emergency needs. Please go to CityMD. No, but seriously, CityMD. If you guys want a spot on here, actually, we'll put you on here. No problem.
Facts.
You too, WebMD. But anyway, the top 8, Detroit short porch homer. You know what I mean?
Man.
But the same thing as
that was off Green, right?
Yeah, that was off of Green, and it's a short porch homer, and their pitching is doing well. The pitching is basically starting to. They're gonna, and this has an effect, right? The hitters don't hit. The hitters start to press. They don't produce. The pitchers end up producing, right? Let's just say they're producing right now. After a while, they start to feel that they need to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
The pitchers start to press.
Mm-hmm.
Pitchers start to press. Then they feel like they need to be perfect. They can't make any mistakes. They need to try to pick up the offense rather than it being the other way around. And now that's where you get into the pitchers trying to do too much. And then they end up, starting to get into a slump. You get what I'm saying? When things are running on all cylinders, you got your offense, you got your bullpen, you're managing to, and you got your hitting. Everything is all running in sync. Everything is playing off of each other. The starting pitching, the hitting, everything is working off of each other like that. That's momentum. That's when you're rattling off, 8 of 10, 11 of 14, and you just killing series. We've seen the Yankees go through that. Are they going to do that again? I believe so. I think it's still early in the season, but they need to just kind of turn this on and turn this around, and it starts in Baltimore. But
Baltimore again.
What I didn't understand about that game, and going back to the game, I guess to just finish off that game, Voit walked in the 8th inning, Chris.
Yeah.
And then Boone waits until there's 2 outs. And David Cone was all over this. He said, why wouldn't you just put in Gardy? Gardy was on the bench. Put in Gardy as a pinch hitter right away to try to, try to do something, right? He puts in Gardner with 2 outs. It's already 2 outs. I think Gardy and not Gardy, Gary Sanchez and Glaber had already struck out, and he puts in Gardy, and he tries to steal and gets thrown out stealing. But at that point, it's like, boom, why wouldn't you just put Gardy to just as soon as Voit, like, don't even let Voit touch first.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And let Gardy meet him there, bro, and put him there, because like Cone was saying, you start to distract the pitcher. As soon as Gardner came in the game, the pitcher threw over there 3 straight times, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
So what does he said? Anything that takes away the attention from, for the pitcher, takes away the attention from the batter, you want that. So why wouldn't you do that as soon as you start off that inning? You don't know if he could have grooved one to Gary, and Gary could, not that I'm saying that it would have happened, that it did happen, he ended up striking out, but he could have, something could have happened. He would have been a little bit more distracted because of the runner there, a hit and run, something. You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Nothing. He puts him in with 2 outs, gets thrown out stealing, whatever. And basically, at that point, it was over. Yankees went down meekly, did nothing, and Detroit ended up winning the series 2-1, and they ended up winning the game 2-1, and the Yankees scored a grand total of 2 runs in 2 games. How awesome is that?
It's beautiful. See, but I guess that's where, like, overthinking is, like, you're doing way too much, and it's just horrible all throughout.
All right, go ahead.
No, it's just basically overthinking. Like, bro, crazy opportunity right there. You know that your guys are not doing much with the bats. Just try, like how we said, just try your best. Try to do anything you can to scratch a couple runs. And it's like you're just sitting back and not doing much. Same shit. You didn't pinch hit the game before. The game before. Here, you didn't substitute Voit for Gardner so he could run for him. It's like, what are you doing to win the game, bro? Like, come on, man. You gotta get your head out of the the analytics a little bit. And I know you can.
And listen, I don't even think Boone makes the lineup. I'm gonna be very honest. I think he has a little bit to say, but I think that whoever makes up the lineup for him tells him this is who you're playing today. Figure it out.
The bow tie dudes with the button ups in the closet.
Exactly. So
those are the dudes, man.
I mean, some of the series notes, the Yankees had 34 strikeouts in 3 games. That's 11 Ks per game. A little bit more than 11 Ks per game. They went 2 for 13 with runners in scoring position. That is a whopping average of 153 and 19 men left on base. A whole village, of course. And Gary Sanchez had 2 more throwing errors, which I don't know what is going on. He had one today that I was like, why are you? He's bouncing the ball up there. I don't know what's happening. The second one, the first one in the series, Glaber, you should have caught that. You know what I mean?
That was on Glaber.
Exactly. Glaber, please buy him some dinner, okay? He took your error, bro. He took your error.
He did.
All right, but seriously, he ended up throwing that into center field, and that ended up being a two. It's a two-base. It's basically a two-base error. So you got to try to rectify that as soon as possible because Gary's strength is his throwing arm. But I mean, this series to me kind of culminates. You could tell the frustration on the bench. You could tell that they're pressing. I think that the injuries are kind of getting to them a little bit mentally. I think it's trying to make them do a little bit more. I think that's why you're seeing Voit kind of struggle the way that he is right now. He's not playing free and easy and having fun, right?
He's not having fun no more. I don't see the having
the joy, right?
The joy,
like I think in game two, he got hit by the ball, and then he was on first base or whatever, and then who was it? Glaber, I think, lined out to the first baseman. Oh no, to the pitcher, and then the pitcher. It was a double play, and then he jumped and stepped on the base, and you could tell how frustrated he was. Like he just looked at him and he just said, "Fat fuck."
There was an article. So somebody that I guess they were talking crap about Voit, like, "Oh, you chubby yourself" or something like that. And it's like,
whatever, man. He's just frustrated. The guy's a freaking pound of muscle, bro. He just muscle like all over the place. He's like a muscle on top of another muscle, like just pounds and pounds of muscle. But yeah, I wouldn't doubt if Voit eats tree bark in the off season to make his teeth strong.
Trees.
Exactly. But this series, I felt like it was a buildup from the Orioles series. Like they were frustrated. They felt that they should have won the Orioles series. They felt that they needed to win the Orioles series because these teams suck. And then they lose two more key guys, and then they end up losing. They're starting to feel the pressure now, especially on the last day. So I think that a key going into the next series, got to try to take these first two games, obviously, right? But take the first two games so that way the last game, you're not pressing. The Yankees don't have that behind the eight ball shit where they're kind of worrying now on Sunday against the Orioles again. Oh my God, what if we lose to the Orioles again and lose these 3 straight series? You don't want that over your head. Tomorrow you got Big Maple on the mound, right? He can go out there. He's going to throw up some zeros. You know what I mean? So believe in him. Score some runs. That's a good ballpark to score some runs in. I think this team kind of needs a road trip, and the Yankees need to freaking fumigate that freaking clubhouse with whatever injury shit that it has in there and clean it. They need to send the cleaning crew in there, clean everything, clean that stench of injury out of there, and then be able to, go on the road. And I think that going on the road will bring the team together a little bit.
Yeah.
Because you're on the road, you're kind of forced to be with your teammate. You're going back to the hotel. You're going out to eat as a team and doing all that stuff, especially when you're struggling. So I think that this will be good for them. It can be therapeutic a little bit to kind of get away from Yankee Stadium, get away from the crowd. The crowd was booing. The boos got louder every strikeout, Chris.
Well deserved.
And I don't boo my own players, but wow.
Oh, come on. You can't come in the last game and stink it up like that. Come on, bro.
Absolutely. So that was bad. And I just look at it like, all right, let's get this win. Starts with tomorrow. Just get a win tomorrow. Then you got a day off on Friday. You get to chill out. There's not that many Friday days off. And then you come back on Saturday, back to business. But it's better to go into that off day with a win.
Yes.
In this series that just passed, my series best is Tanaka. He came out. He came up 6 2/3, 7 Ks. He gave the Yankees all the opportunity in the world to take that series. They didn't with the bat. And my personal series worst. Man, I'm gonna have to pick Glaber, my boy Glaber here. I love Glaber, but
yeah,
I mean the man went. Well, he had one hit in 12 at bats, and he had 3 Ks on the final day.
3 Ks today, yeah.
I mean, Voit was at least walking a little bit. You know what I mean? He didn't get any hits either. But Chris, who's your series best, series worst?
I would have to go with Tanaka as well, but Herman, man.
Okay, Herman.
Listen, man, he stepped up.
And, you could have won LeMahieu too,
I could have won LeMahieu, but he's been striking out a little too much, man. But overall, LeMahieu has been getting a lot of hits as well. And
he's getting a lot of love,
a lot of walks. And I told you, I love LeMahieu. As soon as I heard that we signed DJ, man, it's just been a party, and he's been getting hits left and right. Defense is amazing. But I don't know, man, Herman, the way that his pitches were grooving, man.
Yeah, I like him on Monday.
I mean,
Domingo on a Sunday, on a Monday.
on the Monday, man, I'm telling you. Series worst? Sheesh, man. I guess, man. I guess you could go. I guess you, yeah. I could go with Voight. Voight, just like you said, he's not having fun right now. He's not smiling.
Yeah,
He cursed.
Voight.
You know? Like
Real quick, real quick. Are you concerned with Chapman at all?
You know what? He hit 99.
He did hit 99.
I'm
You're right
not,
about
I'm not, and I think
that. Not concerned yet.
I think he did. I think he hit 100 actually. In the
He did hit
same-
100.
He did 100. So I'm not
On a cold
concerned.
night.
Exactly. I'm not really concerned with Chap. I mean, obviously you don't want your closer to come in and just shit the bed. But I'm not too worried. He got his fastball back, and his curve, I think, what was it? Is it a slider or the slider that he has, or a curveball?
Yep.
That breaking pitch is awesome too. So I mean, I'm not too worried about him. Chad, I'm a little worried about Green. I'm a little worried about Green.
I'm all right. I'm all right with. I'm really all right with the bullpen right now. To be honest, and in this series right now, we got coming up. We got Big Maple. Then we got Hap, who needs to rebound. He has to rebound, and then we also have Herman on a Sunday.
Oh, nice.
On a Sunday, Domingo
Okay.
Herman, Domingo no Domingo.
Okay.
And we got him on Sunday to finish off the series. So, guys, let us know what you guys think. Make sure you rate, review if you guys can. Really appreciate it. Subscribe, share this with whatever Yankee fans you do know.
Everyone.
Yeah. Thank you so much for listening. Between me and Chris and all that stuff. But Chris, you got anything else you want to say?
Just stand by your guys, man. The Yankees, the Yankees need us. I mean, yes, the crowd booed them, but they will tell you themselves that they deserve that, because it was just horrible performance today. But stand by your guys.
Yep.
Let's cheer for them. Our Yankee Twitter universe is just going out.
Yeah.
And make sure that they know that we have their backs.
I'll say this, and then these are my last words. It's really easy to be negative when things are going negative. You got to be positive when it's negative. And right now, sometimes you got to go through the wilderness to get to the promised land, like I said before.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're going through hell, don't just stop because you're just going to stay in hell. Just keep on going right through, bro, so you can try to get out on the other side. Because the fact of the matter is, I mean, that's what Pinstripe Pride is all about. Being here, ups and downs, and just kind of supporting your team through the good time. And that's what being Pinstripe Strong is about too, man. So if you're going to be part of the Pinstripe Strong crew, got to have that mindset. Got to be able to, support the team. Still get upset. I understand if you get upset. I get upset too.
That's normal.
But it's normal because we want the team to do well. But at the end of the day, these are our guys, man. These are the guys we're going to ride with. So, but yeah, like I always say, guys, make sure you guys keep the pinstripes on. Make sure you guys keep them strong. And let's go Yankees, all right? Let's go, Noah. Tell them.